The next comic that we have coming up, everybody, it's your boy, MJD. Internet, that's how I start my set. Speaking of the internet, you realize when people look at your stuff and they don't leave a like or a comment or something, you're basically a creeper, you know, because you're creeping on there. Like, you know, your mom's on there and, you know, she saw that video you put up and she doesn't hit a like or anything. And then you're like, how come you don't like my stuff, Mom? And it's like, I gave birth to you. I don't have to like your stuff on YouTube. I'm like, okay, thanks, Mom. That was nice. On that note, sometimes people are like, how come when you make that voice of like, that's the same voice you make like for your mom, your aunt, your girlfriend, the neighbor? It's like, you gotta diversify your little female voices. And I'm like, okay, alright, cool. Speaking of YouTube, are there any YouTube superstars in here before I start talking about YouTube here? Alright, so there's no one here that makes a living off of YouTube? Alright, cool. Because you've noticed, I mean, I follow several people on YouTube, and I actually made my first YouTube video in 2008. I've only made, I think, 10 videos since then. So, but what I'm trying to say is, back in the day, my first YouTube video was actually called Substitute, because I was a substitute teacher back in the day, and I had some good stuff back then. But I've seen some YouTubers, and then they become successful, and then they basically don't really put any good content anymore, but you see that they have a nice big house, or they're complaining about their cars or whatever, and you're kind of like, okay, I'm not going to watch your stuff anymore. I got pulled over by the cops recently, actually just before I got over here, and it's because I was swerving to miss a pothole. You know, I was thinking I'm not going to pay to change that control arm this week. But cop pulled me over. I don't have my license because I lost it. I was, you know, when you have a wallet and the little plastic thing that holds your stuff falls out, and then you just slip it in and then it falls out in your coat pocket, and then everything gets complicated. But yeah, that kind of thing happened, and he thought I was drunk or something because I was swerving to miss the pothole. And then I told him I don't drink or I don't do drugs or anything, and it's not because I have anything against it, it just doesn't do anything for me, because, you know, I'm just naturally kind of seem like I'm stoned or high or drunk. Anyway, and he asked me where I was going, and I said I'm going to the comedy show, and he asked me, are you joking? And I said, well, not yet, but hopefully, you know. And he was like, you think you're a smart ass, right? And then he makes me walk the line, and, you know, I used to run, but I kind of have, like, sometimes my knee kind of gets funky because I'm starting to get old. I know I'm getting old because on YouTube the advertisements come up for just for men, so YouTube tells me I'm old. So I kind of couldn't walk quite the straight line, and then he thought I was just playing around with him or whatever, but he let me go because obviously he thought I was some kind of like geek or something like that, and I didn't tell him that I quit soda, and I've been soda free for 1 month now. Because then he would have thought that I was really some kind of geek. Anyway, I noticed that one guy that was doing the Running Man on here, that was one of those things where you don't believe it's real life. Like, you're kind of like, am I still awake here? Because, like, I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff on the stage, but that was actually awesome. But then it's like, I don't know, people think I'm Mexican or something, but the first thing I thought when he moved the rug was like, I gotta fix that rug and clean it and stuff. I'm not Mexican, by the way. I mean, I am Hispanic. One more thing. I noticed people were kind of almost tripping over the little mic wire, right? And I know some people use it as a little, kind of, you know, to kind of ease their anxiety. But I wonder what would happen if this was a wireless mic, you know? It'd be like the game would change. Anyway, on that note, my name's MJD, your boy, and before I go out, I'm actually going to try and do a trick with the mic. That didn't work like I wanted, but that's okay. That was my Bon Jovi moment. I'm MJD, your boy, because no one else wants to be internet. Quack, quack, quack. Keep it going for your boy, MJD.